Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel with Readings by Circe with your girl Becky, coming at you with day number 26 on this challenge for the tarot reading. Guys, if you guys are wondering what is she talking about, day 26, what does that mean? Check out my channel. I am offering a free 30-day challenge for you guys. It is a gift from Source through me to you. And it is there for you guys to help realign you back to your path of purpose. If you guys are just here for the tarot, that's fine. Welcome. I appreciate you guys so much for coming here. It means the world to me that you guys are here on my channel. And from those of you guys that are coming from the challenge, let me just give you another round of applause again, because we are almost there. We made it. You guys have done an amazing job, and I'm so proud of you guys. This is not an easy journey, and you guys are here. You're doing it. You're showing up. Just one more day. Okay, you guys know what that means. Just one more day. So today we are talking about how are we healing when it comes to our throat chakra, and we'll get some messages in regards to that, guys. If this is resonating with you, hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to the channel so that way you guys always know when the next video does come out. Just for convenience and ease all across the board, I do post these videos at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that way you guys know when to check my channel to see if new content is available. And if you guys are interested in a pick-a-card reading, I do post a new pick-a-card reading every other Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So that being said, Source, what messages can you give us? How's the collective healing with their throat chakra? What do they need to know? How's the collective healing their throat chakra? Okay, thank you. How's the collective healing their throat chakra? Okay. Let's get some messages on it, guys. How's the collective healing their throat chakra, Source? Thank you. How's the collective healing their throat chakra, Source? Okay, thank you. Okay. There are these two squirrels playing outside in the grass. I think they're looking for their nuts or something, but they were playing with each other. How's the collective healing their throat chakra? Thank you. One more. Okay. How's the collective healing their throat chakra? Yep. Okay. I could feel it. I could feel it in my nuggets. Let's get an oracle card on it, guys. Source, one oracle card for the collective, please. Please have an oracle card for the collective, Source. Oracle card for the collective. Please have an oracle card for the collective, Source. Please have an oracle card for the collective. My apologies, guys. My eye is so itchy right now. Whatever you guys are speculating or you feel like you have an intuitive knowing on, they're telling me that that is the truth. Okay? That's the one. I feel it. Okay. Nope. Just checking. Alright, guys. Let's see what we got going on here for the throat chakra. Okay. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Okay, so here's the deal. Before you guys did whatever you were doing, whether that's this journey or whether that's your own journey, figuring things out for yourself, wherever you're at, okay, it doesn't matter. What's going on here is that you guys have dealt with a lot of people who try to pull one over on you. That's what I was saying, like, when my eye was itching, I heard that, like, whoever you're speculating about, you have a right notion about them. That's exactly what I heard. You have a right notion about them. So your intuition is correct. It's trying to tell you that these people are mirrors of your old life, mirrors of the old you, people who don't want to change, people who are conceited in their view, okay? People who they really believe that they're the have-all, end-all, be-all. These are people who really believe that no one can be better than them. They have like narcissistic traits. I'm not saying they're narcissistic. These are narcissistic traits that are coming out. Very greedy, very manipulative, very duplicitous, these people lie to your face a lot. These people really And this is the thing, it has nothing to do with you. Like, that's the weird thing here. It's like you'd think that it was personal, but it's not. They do this with everybody. They do this with everybody. And what they're saying here is they're acknowledging that this is what you've gone through, and you feel like it's going to still happen. But the cool thing about it is that as you heal this center, you guys get to be able to speak your own inner truth. That's the beginning that's being given to you guys. You had to start over from scratch because this was running rampant in your life. And you guys ended up having to complete this cycle, but in completing this cycle is like purging out the old so that you could make room for the new. It is a very uncomfortable process. There's a lot of negative energy that came out of you. There's a lot of, bounding energies. What I heard is like this is something that had you bound by the soul, by the being, by whatever it was that happened in your life. It had you bound to it, and you had to start again. It was like you had to realize, what do I want? And so whether this has been over the last 4 weeks or this has just been in your own journeys, okay, it's either way, it doesn't matter. What they're saying is that you guys have been given the gift of starting over and being able to view all these situations from a different perspective. And not only from a different perspective, but you guys are learning to see that you were judgmental, and I love how this is coming up right now because this is what we talked about in today's video, but the judgments of others, right? You guys were holding judgments against others, and it was actually bringing in people who were very judgmental, very bigoted in their perceptions. Like, it's like they basically blame you for the things that they themselves were doing. And it's like they felt like they had a right to judge you from afar. They felt like they had a right to get onto you about these things, and they really didn't, because they were doing them too. And you guys are getting to this point where you see this now, and you're forgiving yourself, right? You've forgiven yourself, and you've given yourself an opportunity to really reap the rewards of what you've sown. And that's the blessing of a higher perspective here, right? Because this karmic situation that has come into your life, it's like you aren't vibing on the same level as them anymore. Like before, maybe you would have been okay with inviting them in here, and it's not without trying. This is not without trying. This person is absolutely trying to do what they can to get into your life, to get your energy, okay? Or people, this could be people, right? Or it could be a situation. I'm getting it's people though. Like I'm getting that on this. But it could be a situation too. But they're trying to get into your life, and they're realizing that in order to get to you, it's a complex series of events that have to happen in order to get to the core of your being. And these are things that they themselves are not willing to go through, because that means it takes too much time, it takes too much effort. It's not easy like it once was, or you're no longer easy like you once were, okay? And I don't mean that in the sexual sense. In some cases that could be, but I really feel like this is like emotionally easy and open and trusting to people who no longer deserve your trust, people who no longer deserve your time and your effort and your emotions. Like, you're no longer just giving in because someone appears to be a good person. It's like you guys are understanding now that in order for you to be truthful with yourself means that you have to be truthful about the situations that are around you. And so you guys have pulled back, and in pulling back, nobody came forward. And I think that hurt. Like, I do get this pain in my heart when it comes to that. Like, thinking about it here, it's like this pain that comes, and it's like, but there's this knowing that comes with that. That's like, I'm glad that I know now, even though it hurts. Like, even though it's like, oh, is that a plight against me? You're like in this place of knowing that it's not. Even though the old you is still asking, excuse me, I am so sorry, guys. Oh, pardon me. Even though the old you is still asking about this, right? It's like, is that me? It's got to be something with me, because so many people have done this to me. Like, it has to have something to do with me. And it's like, now you realize it's not. Like, you're turning the page, you're turning the tables on this, and you're realizing that I have to see people as they are in order for me to be honest and speak my authentic truth, and to be coming from a very centered throat chakra, it means that I have to be fully open. And in being fully open, it means that you have to see the negativity and the manipulations of others. Whether they're conscious or unconscious, it doesn't matter. Some of these people are conscious. They consciously want to come at you with player energy, right? They consciously are coming towards you. I have a short on my video that's called No Longer Played by the Player. You guys can check that out. It's just a short. But anyways, that's the energy that I'm getting here. It's like you're no longer getting played by them. No longer are you allowing them to come into your life and turn your whole world upside down while you're exposing yourself in this vulnerable way. And if it's friendships, it's like they would just use, ideas, or they would, maybe use intellect, false intellect is what I heard right now, to come into your life. Like this idea that they can talk to you on a much deeper soul level, and you would bare your soul to them, and then they would use that against you, and they would hit you when you were down. You're no longer doing this. Either way, however it is that you guys had people come into your life, whatever left you feeling exposed, you're no longer letting yourself be exposed in that way. And so healing the throat chakra has helped you really truly come into this place of beginning. And when you began again, you didn't want to, but you had to. It's like you were forced to begin again, which completed the cycle. And when you began again, I feel like you guys are bringing yourself into a place where a lot of fortune is going to come to you. Whether that's material wealth or spiritual abundance or just knowledge, right? Because prosperity is not necessarily only technically connected to monetary gain. And that's something that in the spiritual community, we really have to start making clear. Abundance can be a new frame of mind. Abundance can be a new understanding, a new perspective. Abundance can be, it can be money, but it could also be blessings, right? Blessings of a situation, getting out of a situation that's no longer serving you, right? It could be anything, really. Anything that's good and that's full of love. But we have to be open to that. If we're just putting ourselves to, oh, finally money's coming, and then when money doesn't come, we feel like we weren't blessed in the beginning when Source blessed us with a new perception or spiritual growth or ascension or, all these things, and it puts us in a bad mood, and that's not fair. So it's like letting yourself be open to these new blessings that are coming in, whatever they may be. Okay? So, yeah. I love the clarification like that. Here we have, you have tricky people in your energy, and this is more than one person. They're making that very clear. And exactly what I was saying, these energies of being bigots, these people are judging you for things that they themselves are doing, right? So, okay, let's just say this. Here's an easy one. They're saying that you're lazy. They're like, oh my God, the collective is so lazy. They do nothing. They just sit at home all day and they watch TV. They can't even do anything right. This is just an example, okay? But when you're at home, you're doing spiritual work, and they don't know what that is because you kept that to yourself, right? Like, you don't go out blaring, I spend all day journaling, or I spend all day figuring out why I've done the things I've done in my life. I spend all day healing myself. I spend all day doing this. You don't go out and blast that out. But here they are judging you because they don't know what it is that you do behind closed doors, and they think that all you do is sit and do nothing. Okay? And really, at the end of the day, they may go to their job and they may make their paycheck, but the minute they come home, they turn on the TV, and that's all they do is watch TV all night long. So maybe they're blaming you guys for that. All day long, you watch TV. You guys are building up a spiritual, army here. And they're their own worst enemies. That's the thing that Source is trying to point out here. They're their own worst enemies. So you don't have to seek revenge here or anything. Basically, just let them, my mom always used to tell me this thing, and it's coming to me right now, and I haven't remembered this for a while, but she used to tell me, people will open their mouths and insert their foot, sometimes all the way up to their thigh. And I never understood what that meant until I was older. And I realized that she was telling me to let people talk. Because people will have all kinds of opinions and ideas about who you are, but none of that makes you who you are. That's people just trying to make themselves feel better about them not doing what they know they need to be doing in their life. And other people are just judging based on the fact that they don't even know what to do. What's that song? Ain't No Stopping Us Now. There's this line in there that he says, ask them where they're going and they don't know, right? Do you guys all know somebody that has a negative vibe and every time you try to make it, they only push you aside? But if you ask them where it is they'll go, they'll turn around and look at you because they don't know. Like, I think that's how it goes. Something along the lines of that. Please, if you guys know the line, correct me down below. But it's like, that's the thing. It's like, you guys are on this path. You guys are doing something. You're changing your life. You're correcting something that has kept you from becoming your true potential. And they're not. They're not. And then underneath that, we have it. It's like you guys are intuitively healing family wounds. You guys are healing things that have kept you emotionally burdened for a long time. And so I don't feel like you guys are burdened so much by this anymore. But again, there is that initial sting that comes out when you see that these people are judging you behind your back, or when they're talking smack about you behind your back, or when they're saying bad things about you behind your back. It's like, you're kind of like, why can't they just come and talk to me? Because they don't have the gall to do that. They're not brave enough. Unlike you, you're brave enough. Why? Because you're working on your chakras. You're working on healing the center within you. And there is healing that's coming here. And Source is saying not to worry about these people, because you've been given a new beginning. And for some of you guys, this new beginning is going to really entail you guys leaving all of this behind. This is all a thing of the past. It's already happened. It's just like reality is catching up to it, right? It's like the last little leaves of fall are falling off. Once spring comes, because we have to go through the reflective time and really absorb and integrate what it is that we've been through. And once the springtime comes, it's like you guys are out of here. On and on to a new path. You guys are growing up. You guys are becoming that full blossom being that you're meant to become. Okay, and they're really, really showing that here. What's your oracle card? Yeah, emotions. This has come out a lot for you guys. What was I saying? Like, it like hurts a little bit. I kept getting that like energy. It's like, oh, like, why are they judging me? Like, why do we keep having people judge me? Instead of asking why they judge you, ask yourself, why am I doing better? Just like change this. Like, keep asking yourself this. It's not to believe it, but it's just to take it away from that, because we talked about this earlier in this journey. TPQs. It's like asking yourself positive questions instead of negative questions. Instead of asking them, why are they talking bad about me? Ask yourself, why am I doing so good? Why am I succeeding? Like, and it helps you kind of change your mindset about success and what it is that you're doing. Right? So let's read a little bit about this. I know you guys are probably so tired of hearing about this one because it's come out a lot, especially in the last week. But again, it's just letting go of those old emotions. Like, I feel like you guys are right on the tipping of the scale, like to let go of these emotions. And so it's just getting there. It's time to acknowledge and release suppressed emotional energy in a positive, constructive way. And we talked about that too. You guys know that you're letting go of family wounds, right? Those old wounds that are coming back. And that has to do with this energy here. So maybe your family talks about you. And maybe your family has done nothing but talk about you your whole life. And it's like, sometimes, like, it's hard because sometimes you want to ask, why am I the center of all your discussions and your gossip? And instead of asking that, just step back and look. If your family has nothing better to talk about than what you're doing in your life, that is how you know you're on the right track. And that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but that's true, because when you guys are doing things for yourself and you're doing good in your life and you're cultivating happiness, that's when people, they can't find anything else to talk about. So you guys, it means that you guys have always had a modicum of happiness that's followed you everywhere, and it makes your family jealous. Okay, and that doesn't have to affect you. That has nothing to do with you. That's not your fault. You were born like that. That's not your fault. And if they can't figure that out, then let them go. Let them go. Okay, let me see if I can get that. There we go. Emotions and feelings assist us in navigating our way through life. They are fundamental to determining the health of our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Many people suppress their emotions for fear of being consumed by them. Neglected, stored emotions create volcanic pressure within, which can be detrimental to one's energy and body. Spirit is encouraging you to allow emotions to flow from you in a safe space. Express your emotions. If you are sad, then cry. If you are angry, then be angry. Acknowledge and truly feel this process. Observe the emotions that are being released and ask yourself, from where do these reactions and emotions stem? Perhaps past memories and experiences are overlaying the current experience and increasing its emotional impact on you. It's so easy to overlook the tight grip these denied emotions have had until they are released. Channeling these emotions in a positive, constructive way rather than ignoring them allows you to free yourself from the emotional baggage within you. The act of releasing enables you to be present and enjoy the magic and awe of your everyday miracles. It's easy and tempting to resist these unpleasant emotions, but the only way you'll be free of this suppressed energy is to walk through the emotions, writing them down, releasing your emotions to nature, talking with someone you trust are just some of the many ways you can dispel this pent-up energy. Be gentle and compassionate with yourself during this process, okay? Great Spirit, please guide me through the process of cleansing and releasing with love. And this is connected to the sacral chakra. Yeah, this has definitely impacted you for a huge portion of your life. And I feel like many of your relationships may mirror this energy of where people, maybe your lovers, they judge you, or they put a lot of pressure on you, or they try to make you feel certain ways. And it's like releasing this from the past will open you up to receiving new. Like I said, you're coming into a space where a whole brand new beginning is coming to you. And this is like a gift from Source for doing all this inner work. It's like you guys have gone the distance. Okay, and it's just that it's reality catching up with the inner work that you guys have done. So keep doing you, boo. Yes, I love this. Look, and then we have, okay, so we have hope and mirrored souls coming out on the bottom. So you guys may see mirroring numbers too, because we had emotions, which is 12, and then mirrored souls, which is number 21. Okay? And I'll just show those to you guys real quick. All right, so I'm going to read a little bit from Hope, which has also been one that's come out, but this is so relevant to this reading. It says, behind the passing dark clouds, the sun still shines bright. And this is from Nari. In fact, she's the one who created this, Nari Anastasia. Okay. Feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, afraid, and defeated are a few of the symptoms you can experience when passing through an emotional storm. We have emotions here, right? All is not as it seems. The passing storm will uncover suppressed emotional energy that is in need of clearing and balancing. These two cards go hand in hand with one another here. It's like letting go of that repressed energy. Why do you feel like you always need to be judged? Like, what does that stem from? What family wound does that stem from? And can you guys re-experience that and give yourself love and compassion and say, we're no longer that child that needs to fear this anymore. I'm an adult and I'm here to protect you, my inner child, right? As challenging as it may seem, see the passing gray clouds as an opportunity to grow, learn, heal, and transform limiting behavioral beliefs and patterns. Says, for no more you will see these passing storms as a destructive force to be reckoned with, but rather an opportunity to be evolved to higher states of conscious understanding. It is through this act alone that you are reborn to a world of wondrous manifestations and fulfilled dreams. And that's exactly what this reading is talking about. You guys are you're getting a new beginning. And that new beginning is entailing, it's basically letting you guys go from this lifestyle. Like you guys are, it's not that you're not going to deal with these people anymore. You're going to let go of the people who've been tied to your past that are like this. Also, it means that you guys are going to have the gift of discernment, right? And that is a huge gift on this journey. It means that you're going to know right away when somebody's telling you the truth, if they're an honest individual or if they're shady. And that's a gift, right? So there's a prayer here. It says, Holy Spirit, please guide me through this situation with deeper clarity, love, and understanding For yourself. I just want to make that clear here. For yourself. Because when you guys give that to yourself, then you guys can mirror that out into the world. And this is also associated with the sacral chakra. Some of you guys may have dealt with sexual abuse in your childhood, and I'm so sorry if that is something that you guys have experienced. That's not anything that anyone should experience ever in this life. Or you guys may have dealt with that in your young adult years, okay? It's saying that you need to let go of that guilt and that resentment, because it's turning into you being judgmental of yourself, saying like you believe you deserved what happened to you, and you didn't. You didn't. Sorry, I'm not trying to get emotional here, guys. Let me just say, if nobody said it to you, it is not your fault. This is not your fault. It is something that happened, but it's not your fault. Okay? You are so much stronger than that situation. And you are so much more than what has happened to you. And allow yourself to blossom. Like I said, you're letting go of this, but I feel like you just need someone to remind you that none of it is your fault. If you had to experience something like that, nobody ever tells us that. Even when we're adults and something like that happens, you know, we go and we just want someone to say it wasn't our fault, but a lot of times we get blamed for things that we had nothing to do with, and in turn you begin to blame yourself, and this particular blame is very hard to let go of. And I just want to remind you that it's not your fault. And I know this from personal experience. I don't have to share my story, but I know that's all I wanted, was someone to tell me it's not my fault. And no one could. And it took me telling myself that years later, a decade after it happened. It's not your fault. None of this is your fault. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. And let yourself heal, because you're being given some beautiful new blessing. Okay? This is what I have for you guys. I love you so, so, so much. I'm sending you guys out this energetic hug. You're not alone. You'll never be alone. You never are alone. And I'm going to leave it here. I love you guys, and I will be back for tomorrow.